ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time for What Do You Call It? Podcast.
I found out about Lance Storm's Academy so I graduated 2015, and in 2016, that's when I found out about Lance Storm's school, and I started saving up all the money I could pull together. And then 2017 is when I went across the pond.
So you made the brave decision to enroll into Alberta, Canada. Is that your first time going to Canada, by the way?
First time going to Canada, yep.
And what's the weather like, just before we talk about the school?
It was, so when I was there were piles of snow, that snow plows, because I went in April to July. There was piles of snow that had been plowed that was melting. So it wasn't snowing when I arrived, but it was still kind of cold enough for the snow to be settled still. And then by the time I left, it was so hot each day. And there was no air conditioning, so we were like, ugh.
And what was the school like?
It was such a valuable experience. I know he's sort of doing online coaching, like he's sort of stopped the school, but if I could go again, I know that Rachel Evers has been twice or 3 times, and Chelsea Green comes back to the school sometimes to do seminars and learn. Like I tried to soak up as much as I possibly could and make notes. I was the only one there scribbling on a notebook. And I don't know why you wouldn't bring a notebook to training. It was like the match psychology, how to tell a good story, some of the stories that, trying to keep it original, but some of the stories follow the same pattern, the same pattern in a match, the beginning, the beat down, and then the comeback, the amazing comeback that everyone wants to see. And I got to do some shows out there as well, and got paid for some shows. So some of the people I met were really funny and interesting, and I'm glad I wasn't going to bring my gear. I had my wrestling boots that I'd bought from Ringside Boots that were quite expensive. I was going to leave them at home because I wasn't expecting to get any bookings when I was out there. I was still so new to wrestling, but luckily I did.
And what was Lance Storm like as a coach? Was he I get the impression, because on Twitter, on social media, I've never met him, but I'm just judging from what I see, that he's got quite a dry sense of humour, but he is quite funny at the same time. What was he like to you?
Super funny. He was super funny. He made a joke right at the beginning. He's like, there's always one stinky person in class that doesn't shower. Don't be that person. Then he looked at me, because I was the only woman in that cohort for the summer group. He's like, It's never been the girl, but maybe it'll be the girl this time. Maybe the girl will be the stinky one. I'm like, no, that won't be me. And no, he's really funny. And he was telling us he likes things to be exact. Like if he's filling up his petrol at the tank, he wants, if the numbers are at 1999, he wants to get them to 2000. He wants all the numbers to line up, and he's the kind of person that gets satisfaction from little things in life like that. I think that's the best way I can describe him.
Oh, I'd love to meet him one day. Basically, like with Robbie, do you still keep in contact with Lance as well?
Yeah, we stay in contact.
And does he give you feedback in your matches lately? Or no,
yeah, I sometimes send matches, and if anyone who hasn't met him who would like to have feedback on matches, he does do a new service where you send him matches and he'll give you critique, and you can have a Zoom session like this, and he'll give you critique on that. So if anyone's training to become a wrestler, I'd really recommend doing that.
I'll chuck that in the description. I think it'd be a very, very good offer for anyone that's interested. I've seen them advertise it as well, but I've already done wrestling training once in my life, and I applaud anyone that does it for a living, like yourself, but it just wasn't for me. So at least I tried, though. But this isn't about me, though. So he's been university praised as a coach. I just want to ask, what is Canada as a whole like as a country? What are the people of Canada like? Very
polite. The best way I can describe it is, when there's a pedestrian crossing, not the kind with traffic lights, just the zebra crossing where the car will stop at their own discretion. You could be 20 meters away from it going to cross the road, and they'll stop for you. So you do this awkward half jog trying to run to get to there because you don't want them to. It's like when someone holds the door open for you a bit too early, and then you kind of do that awkward shuffle. So they would stop. They'd stop for you like way before they needed to. Like they could have driven past, like 5 more cars could have driven past without any inconvenience, but they are super polite. I know that's a stereotype, but it is kind of true. And I was there for the 150th anniversary of Canada being a country. So there were loads of celebrations, lots of red and white fireworks, and a Stampede Festival. So in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, they've got this kind of rodeo cowboy thing going on with like kart racing and like local craft beer. And I got to experience, I was so lucky to be there during the Stampede Festival. Me and my friends who I'd made at the Storm Academy, we all went, we got tickets to go. It was worth it.
That sounds great. Like, just got a genuine smile. Like, I never hear anything bad about Canada. And I used to remember like Bret Hart's promos in '97 when it was like Canada versus America. He just used to shit on America, and I was like, I wish I was Canadian, but I'm not.